In a move that has sent shockwaves across Europe, Hungary has officially joined the BRICS economic alliance. This marks a historic pivot away from its traditional Western partners, directly challenging the European Union's political and economic consensus. Hungary, an EU member since 2004, now straddles two vastly different worlds. This is more than a trade agreement. It's a statement about sovereignty and the future of global power. The decision is the culmination of years of strategic repositioning by Prime Minister Viktor Orbán's government, formalizing a decade-long Eastern opening policy. Hungary's unique position has often placed it at a crossroads, but joining BRICS is its boldest move yet. The timing is significant, as global alliances shift and BRICS expands its influence as an alternative to the Western-led order. For Hungary, it's a calculated move to diversify partnerships and reduce dependence on Brussels, arguing that agility is key in a multipolar world. As the first EU member to join BRICS, Hungary faces complex obligations and raises fundamental questions about the EU's unity. It's a high-stakes gamble, betting that the future of global influence lies in the East. Hungary's path to BRICS was paved by years of escalating disputes with the European Union. Budapest and Brussels have clashed over democratic values, the rule of law, and especially foreign policy toward Russia. While the EU imposed sanctions after the Ukraine conflict, Hungary maintained close ties with Moscow, prioritizing energy security and economic cooperation. The EU has withheld billions in funding, citing concerns over Hungary's democracy and controversial laws. Orban's government frames these actions as political blackmail, accusing the EU of imposing unwanted liberal values. The ideological divide is now central to Hungarian politics, with Orban championing illiberal democracy and traditional values. Hungary's independent approach extends to economics, criticizing the EU's bloc mentality and instead advocating for connectivity between East and West. This has led to enthusiastic participation in China's Belt and Road Initiative and major Chinese investments, often without EU coordination. Brussels sees these moves as undermining collective strategy and creating dependencies on authoritarian regimes. Hungary's 6-month EU Council presidency in 2024 showcased its defiant stance. Instead of fostering unity, Orban used the role to amplify his own agenda, launching with slogans like "Make Europe Great Again." A key moment came when Orban visited Moscow without consulting EU or NATO partners, blaming the West for the Ukraine war and praising Donald Trump. This was widely condemned as a breach of solidarity, reinforcing Orban's image as Putin's closest EU ally. Orban's Fidesz party also helped found the Patriots for Europe group, consolidating a right-wing bloc in the European Parliament. The presidency became a tool for building a counter-movement within the EU, challenging the mainstream consensus. By the end, Hungary had deepened Europe's divisions and solidified its reputation as the EU's most prominent dissident. This set the stage for Hungary's leap into the BRICS alliance. Hungary's pivot eastward is underpinned by an unorthodox economic strategy, most notably, aggressive gold accumulation. Since 2018, Hungary's gold reserves have soared, now making up 18% of national reserves, second only to Poland in the West. This move is a hedge against instability and signals waning faith in Western financial systems. The strategy aligns with BRICS nations, who have also been major gold buyers, aiming to de-dollarize the global economy. Hungary's economic neutrality policy rejects choosing sides, instead seeking strong ties with all major economic centers, especially in the East. This has led to a warm embrace of Chinese investment, particularly in electric vehicles and batteries, in direct contrast to the EU's de-risking from China. By diversifying ties and building gold reserves, Hungary aims for resilience and autonomy, even at the risk of alienating Western investors. For Budapest, tangible assets like gold are a safer bet in a fragmented world. To grasp Hungary's decision, it's crucial to understand what BRICS has become. Once a loose group of emerging economies, BRICS is now a formal bloc challenging the Western-dominated global order. Recent expansions have turned BRICS Plus into a powerhouse, representing nearly 45% of global GDP and over half the world's population. The alliance is building alternative financial systems, like the BRICS Cross-Border Payment Initiative, to bypass Western-controlled networks such as SWIFT. BRICS is also exploring a new currency, potentially backed by gold, to rival the US dollar's dominance. For Hungary, joining BRICS means access to a bloc shaping the future of global finance. Its growing gold reserves and desire for financial autonomy fit naturally within the BRICS agenda. Hungary sees an opportunity to help shape, rather than just follow, the next global financial order. Hungary's BRICS membership is the result of a long-term strategy, not a sudden impulse. The main driver is economic. BRICS Plus offers access to vast, fast-growing markets that Hungary believes Europe can't match. Politically, it's a declaration of sovereignty, an escape from what Orban sees as EU overreach and slow decision-making. Within BRICS, Hungary can engage directly with global powers on its own terms, free from EU oversight. The alliance's push for alternative payment systems and a commodity-backed currency aligns with Hungary's gold strategy and desire for financial independence. Joining early positions Hungary to benefit from a new global financial architecture. There's also an ideological fit. BRICS nations prioritize state sovereignty and non-interference, offering a more comfortable environment for Orban's government. In BRICS, Hungary finds partners less likely to criticize its domestic policies. The move is both pragmatic and political, a search for new opportunities in a club where Hungary's philosophy is understood. It's a bold assertion of independence in a changing world. Hungary's entry into BRICS has triggered a crisis of unity within the European Union. The EU's ability to present a united front is undermined when a member joins a rival bloc led by Russia and China. This creates direct conflicts of interest, especially on sanctions and trade policy. Economically, Hungary could become a gateway for goods and investments that bypass EU standards, raising concerns about security and unfair competition. The move sets a precedent. If Hungary benefits without consequences, other frustrated EU members may follow. This risks transforming the EU from a cohesive bloc into a loose confederation of competing interests. Hungary's pivot also weakens the EU's bargaining power in global negotiations. The world now sees a divided Europe playing into the hands of rivals eager to exploit Western disunity. The EU faces a fundamental challenge: how to respond without unraveling the entire European project. The debate over Hungary's BRICS move is fierce. Supporters call it a masterstroke, diversifying alliances and securing a place among the world's fastest-growing economies. They see Orban as a visionary, positioning Hungary for prosperity in a multipolar world. Critics warn of isolation and economic risk, arguing Hungary is trading EU stability for uncertain BRICS promises. The EU's response is crucial. A harsh reaction could fuel Orban's narrative, while weakness could encourage more defections. Hungary's pivot is a symptom of global realignment and a test for the post-Cold War order. It forces Europe to confront its identity, shared destiny, or mere economic convenience. The answer will shape Hungary's fate, and Europe's, for decades to come. Europe stands at a crossroads.